Hello, this is Mr. Sage from Waco High School. Today I'm going to be working with you on Horn Etude 2 for the middle school Regent Honor Band auditions for 2020. Here we go, from the top. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready. So that is my best attempt at that so far. This one, as you can hear from that recording, this one definitely has given me a harder time than the first etude, so I would recommend spending more time on this one. The way I would actually recommend practicing this is in 2 measure chunks, because it's very well split up into 2 measure ideas. The 2 measure idea that really gave me the hardest time was measure 9, so let me start with that one first. The biggest reason that 9 started out giving me troubles was because getting to just the first note from the low D in measure 8 just takes a little bit of finding. So make sure you're actually getting to the right note after you take a breath there. So what I did to practice this is I played the low D first. Then I went to the A. Then the next note in measure 9 is a D above the A, up the octave. So you got to hear those 3 notes together. So once you get that transition from 8 to 9, that's probably the biggest reason that I had trouble with it. After that, just getting the fingerings and their articulations and the range down. So let me start at the last note in measure 8. So it's kind of the same idea twice, it just goes down a step. Let me play that just one more time for you. So make sure your brain is singing those pitches and they're actually moving down. It's very easy to actually accidentally overshoot the C in measure 10. Honestly, let's just go through each of these 2 measure chunks. I'm going to start at the very first 2 measures. So things here. First off, accents in the first measure, and getting your tempo started from the very beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At this slow of a tempo, where the dotted quarter note equals 60, I would be thinking and counting this in 6. So if I set a metronome, what I usually do is I'll set it into 3/4 time and set the metronome to 3 times my tempo. So if I'm trying to go full tempo, I would start at 180. If I'm going a little slower than that, take it down 10 clicks, take it down 20 clicks, make it 160 or 170. But if you set it to 3/4, then it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll also help when you get to measure 2, because then instead of being 16th notes, which you probably think are really fast, they're actually going to feel like 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. Check it out again. I'm going to play it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. I got a better take than that. Let me try it. So that's it for those first 2 measures. Moving on to the next 2 measures. First off, make sure you're softer. The biggest thing that I've had to combat in this is in measure 3. whenever you are going kind of back and forth across whether or not you're using the trigger, make sure, especially F, C, A, F. Make sure you actually lift your thumb and your middle finger for getting back down to that F. That's the one that was tripping me up. Also, just like we talked a minute ago at 9 and 10, this is the same idea, just going down in steps. You can just hear it going down. Make sure you're getting those. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. That's a fairly easy little scale pattern there. 5 and 6 are very, very similar to 1 and 2. Just make sure you're getting them in the correct key. Double check your pitches. Use an app such as Tonal Energy or the Bandmate Chromatic Tuner. That'll help you check to make sure the pitches you're playing are actually correct. But what's really important is making sure you understand how this thing sounds. So I'm going to try to fight through it one more time, just to let you listen to the whole thing. And we'll just, hopefully this will help get this in your ear. So yes, my advice, 2 measure chunks as you're learning it. Don't try to do the whole thing at once. Just do 2 measure chunks. And make sure you really know what it sounds like before you start. Obviously, dynamics, articulations, and pitches are the 3 biggest things judges are looking for in all this. So really make sure you're maximizing those 3 things. Hopefully this has helped you a little bit. Definitely this is the one that I would focus more of your energy on. So really take that advice. That's how I would recommend practicing it. And with that, happy practicing.